As of 11 p.m., the hurricane is centered near 25.6 degrees north, 71.9 degrees west. And this position is about 520 miles east of Miami, Florida. The hurricane is moving toward the west at about 14 miles per hour, and the maximum winds now have increased.
A very, very intense hurricane continues to move to the west. As you can see with Hurricane Andrew, as of the 5 o'clock advisory, 25.5 degrees north, 73.4 degrees west, about 425 miles east of Miami, packing maximum sustained winds of 120 miles per hour, moving to the west at 16 miles per hour. And there's the minimum pressure way down if you have a home barometer. The Bahamas under the gun later this afternoon. There's going to be a tremendous storm surge here, and strengthening is indeed possible as Andrew will be passing over the warm Gulf Stream waters off the coast of Florida. And then again, Andrew could cross southern Florida or near the Keys and actually get into the Gulf of Mexico and pose a threat to the Gulf coastal areas over the next few days. So a lot to talk about here. We put the picture into motion. What you're looking here, where we've enhanced the infrared satellite picture, certainly you can see a well-defined eye and a lot of thunderstorm activity around the center of the storm as it continues to the west. It has wobble a little south, wobble a little north, but basically staying on its westward motion. It's increased in speed a little bit at 16 miles per hour and could very well make landfall somewhere in southern Florida over the next 20 hours or so. So you don't have much time to prepare for Andrew, to get out of where you are if you live in a low-lying area. And certainly the Bahamas will be affected this afternoon. The warnings, hurricane warnings, are out for most of the central and northern Bahamas, Eleuthera, Grand Abaco, and hurricane watches from Titusville, Florida, all the way down through the Keys to the Dry Tortugas. But then again, with the speed, the motion to the west at 16 miles per hour, Andrew could very well approach land before dawn tomorrow, and it could also come near high tide, so especially if it comes before, say, 5 in the morning. So we'll have to watch out for that. A lot of storm surge, and the biggest storm surge would be on the north side of a storm that would come in perpendicular to the coast. So wherever it comes, the storm surge would be to the north of
the forecast.
Said we'll be issuing that within the hour, and exactly what areas there. And these things are quite complex that we have to coordinate with the emergency management officials, many counties, states involved, and other areas like that. And so you start having these rumors flying based on our conversations that are taking place. So that's what we're really doing, working out the finer details of that warning process.
Can you give us an idea of the general area that this warning is going to include?
Well, it's certainly going to be in that watch area that we talked about earlier. We're going to try to narrow that down a little bit, and within the hour, we'll be coming out with that warning.
When exactly will you have this warning for us?
It could be, as I say, within the hour, maybe as early as 15 to 20 minutes, maybe a half hour from now.
Do you feel it's important to get this warning out earlier than you thought before, so people will know a little bit sooner what they should do?
You have such a complicated process that's taking place, then you start these rumors flying based on these calls that we make here, and so we'll try to get it out as fast as we can to make it fairly clear to what people need to do.
I know I've asked this.
This is a 7 News special report, The Path of Hurricane Andrew.
Welcome back to our continued.
I'm Bob Sheets from the National Hurricane Center in Coral Gables, Florida.
All right, thank you, Bob. We have passed then a very important plateau in this nature crisis. We've gone from a hurricane watch to a hurricane warning.
Now, the difference again is this. The watch says get prepared, and the warning says you should be prepared for the strike. Okay, so let me just go through this once again and give it all to you, just in case maybe you missed it or you didn't get some of it. But here it is. Hurricane warnings have been issued for southeast Florida. Hurricane warnings remain in effect for central and northwestern Bahamas. At 8 a.m., hurricane warnings in effect for the east coast of Florida, from Vero Beach southward all the way down through the Keys to the Dry Tortugas, including Florida Bay. Now, a tropical storm warning and a hurricane watch in effect north of Vero Beach at Titusville, Florida. Also, a hurricane watch is in effect for the west coast of Florida from south of Bayport, which includes the greater Tampa area, and north of Flamingo. Now, if you have your map out at home, here is the very latest. 25.5 north and 74.1 west. That's only now 380 miles east of Miami. It's picked up a little bit of speed now. It is moving west at about 16 miles per hour, and this general